Buenos dias. Okay, so I want to just touch base on the energy of today. I just rewatched the energy from yesterday night, and I'm gonna have to watch that shit again because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a firm believer of things might not be needed at that very moment. Hold on. And because things might not be needed at that very moment, what I'm realizing is God's new plan is in process. God's transition to understanding our lives in a spiritual aspect and overcoming the illusion of not creating our own reality is happening. And I'm sitting over here because I'm listening to the video and it's just like, damn, it's so raw, it's so hardcore. And then I realized, oh shoot, when any time that my spiritual team starts to get very raw and uncut, like this is what we're doing, is every single time that it's about to get very walky in the universe. And there's a level up in the spiritual growth and what we're going to understand that happens. You know, it's like we be knowing what's about to happen, and then the collective all starts to realize like, oh, why this happens. And I'm sitting over here and I'm like, why y'all getting so raw and uncut? So I listened to Kendrick Lamar's diss to Drake yesterday, right? And some of the things that he said I thought was so like, yo, that's crazy, because it didn't just come from a place of revenge. This came from a place of like Uranus, okay? And I want y'all to understand that Jupiter moving out of Taurus is a powerful thing. But let me tell y'all why it's not just a powerful thing on the good aspect. It's a powerful thing on the bad aspect to make people understand what God means when he says, I am God. God is about to do something to the collective to where we are about to embark on the karma of those that are not trying to pay off the debt of their ancestors. They're trying to continue to tally up the numbers. And when I say tally up the numbers, I mean this on a mental, spiritual, emotional level. You know, you got to pay karmic debt from your ancestors in every aspect, financially, you know, just all the lessons that you go through. Like I said, they're not all you. And this amazing grace energy is going to be a very, very, very shocking time because of the fact of some people were trying to avoid certain lessons. Like this also goes into what I was telling y'all about that neglect of spirituality that I keep telling you. There's no need for you to neglect it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand it, that's fine. But there's no need to neglect. But like a lot of the messages have been like, stop hiding behind God's word. A lot of people are hiding behind God's word. A lot of people are trying to make their own interpretation of Christianity and make their own interpretation of spirituality. So as I got up, and because, you know, I had set my alarm for 7:30, okay, right? Like I don't have to be going till 9. And God was like, wake up. And I don't need you to wake up and sit up. I need you to wake up. I need you to get ready because I don't need you rushing. And that's how I feel like the mindset is of the collective right now. I don't need you rushing to get to where I need you to go. I don't need you to be, you know, telling me, oh God, I forgot this and I forgot that at the very last minute. No, I need you up. I need you ready. I need you prepared. I need you on time. That is how this energy is going, because I can see it. People are deciding to say, I want to do this, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, and I don't know where I'm going to do this at, but I'm going to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to throw this away. I'm going to make room for this. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to move this around. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop doing that because of the fact that there's an internal alarm clock that's sounding around us. And yeah, you can maybe say it's the judgment horn, But, you know, I want to make sure I'm just being transparent that this isn't judgment, baby. This is the call of war. Amazing grace and good energy of abundance is a call of war to the devilish energy, to the gods and the goddesses. This is where protection rises up to where, like, we've been all at one level, and then all of a sudden it's like 3 other armies that you like, dang, I didn't even know we had that, like, backup. You know what I keep seeing? I was watching y'all know my stories. I was watching, oh shit, that's all right. I was watching Law and Order, Organized Crime, and I remember the man was like, if a war is what he wants, then a war is what he's gonna get. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. All of a sudden, he had all the, it's like when movies where like, where, you know, things get serious and they go in a bunker and they got all these guns and stuff. Think about that happening in spirituality. So this ain't the time for you to get ready and, you know, kind of be, you know, this is the time to be ready. We are about to see shit happen in live, like live stream. You know what I'm saying? We're about to see how people have completely bombarded they're bombarded themselves in certain positions that they don't belong in. And then we about to see certain people that, like, you know, we all was friends, or this is my analogy, we all was friends and now y'all don't like the people, so y'all click up. Think about that on the world, the aspect of the world, of the environment, I mean of the government. Think about that, like the killings of peoples and countries is not going down. The people, the IRS with the money, it's not, they're not giving out no money. You know what I'm saying? Like is this election year? I think this is election year. People will be blessed based off of God because of the fact that it's a karmic debt. So therefore, you know, just because it's a karmic debt from God doesn't mean that that people want the Lord's blessing upon you. I'm telling y'all, I'm listening to it and I'm just like, yo, this don't make sense right now. And I'm listening to my video, I'm like, yo, this does not make sense right now. And something my spirit just kept saying, it's not going to make sense, but it's going to make sense later. And then I end up saying it at the end of the video. A lot of that stuff is not going to make sense because of the fact that we still are in a very earthy energy. We still are very calm and this and that. But when Jupiter meets Mercury, it's literally an overdrive of words, of thoughts, people saying things before they can truly like comprehend what they're saying. People decided to say, I'm going to air all this shit out. And then you let you figure out what you want to deal with and what you want to address. I don't give a fuck. And people are saying things regardless if people believe them or not. Those that truly know. That is what the world is not ready for. People are not ready for people to authentically and destructively do things without them worrying about what the consequences will be towards them. Because I'm telling y'all, karma is not like you do something to somebody and something gets done back to you. No. Karma is at that very moment, whatever energy you put into it. So if you've been sitting in a karmic cycle where you don't speak up, now for you to get karmic justice, you have to speak up. I'm going to use Kendrick Lamar and Drake as a very prime example. I'm not even sure what the fuck started this, but what I'm telling y'all is Kendrick Lamar he's overcoming a lot of karmic justice right now because of the fact that he's saying what he needs to say very unapologetically, very destructively over someone's character without needing to be backed up. So then what's happening is whatever's being said, Drake is now addressing what he feels he needs to address, but not addressing all those things. But Kendrick Lamar is saying, I'm saying this to your son, I'm saying this to your daughter, I'm saying this to your dad, I'm saying this to your mom, I'm saying this to the fact of, because these are things that you don't want to be accountable for. These are things that you want to live under an illusion for. And since Pluto is in retrograde, that inner power and those deep wounds are seeping through people's pores. So you can pick one or two. You can decide to step in your power and turn your pain into power, or you can decide that you're going to continue to be an illusion and let the pain be your demise. Can't nobody judge you but God. If you understand the spiritual aspects of letting things happen spiritually, and you understand karmic justice, and you know what I'm saying, why you were dealing with somebody and why you were dealing with this at work, and if you're understanding karmic lessons of the community, of your family and stuff like that, then what anybody else says is not that big of a deal. You can own it, you can ignore it, whatever you want to do. But at the very moment you address it, baby, you better make sure you address what you truly want to address. Don't let bygones be bygones right now. Because lies are coming up. And you know what I keep seeing? History repeat itself. History is repeating itself in certain aspects of people's family and their friendships and their relationships at work. And what's happening is people are not seeing where things are about to crumble. So what God is trying to get everybody to understand is I need you to be ready. Because when this goes down, you need to already be out. It's like everybody that just drops a certain person or drops a company because of the fact that like they can smell that the end is coming. That's what's happening with the world. So this disconnect of the new mindset of not allowing the matrix to overcome you is literally happening in full effect. So all of a sudden, you know, it's like we're all getting on board with our health and we're all getting on board with certain things. Like look, I told them you need to go look up your blood type. Okay, you need to start eating of your blood type. We're all starting. We might not do everything right now. You might not be perfect, and God is not asking for perfectionism. God is asking for you to attempt to move forward because of the fact that we already know what's happening. When the North Node goes into Pisces, that is basically going to be a 1.5 years of accountability versus wisdom. Where does wisdom come from? Accountability. Where do people lack? Accountability. So what do they normally not want to move forward on? Wisdom. Why don't they move forward on wisdom? Because of the fact that they don't see themselves as somebody that can overcome challenges of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is now going into effect for you to basically create your reality. I don't give a fuck how you ignore things. I don't give a fuck who you talk to, who protects you. At this very moment, the only relationship that matters is you and God. The only things that God is trying to show you within yourself is those deep wounds and those bad habits that you need to just go ahead and start pushing away. You might relapse. You might do it again. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like, I'm pushing you because of the fact of that you guys are so close to overcoming generational issues. Like once Jupiter gets out of Taurus, a lot of y'all have overcome a lot of generational issues. These are issues that are generational. That's why it's coming back up, and you're trying to figure out why is this coming back up as if I wasn't just okay with it not being around, because of the fact that you're so close to closing up something generational, because of the fact that it is a reflection of self-worth. Even it's a reflection of self-worth from the entire generation, from the entire bloodline. It's coming up. Jesus Christ. That's why all this is happening with Drake now, because of the fact that it's been neglected for bloodline and bloodline. He was so close, and he thought he was getting somewhere, and he's not. Kendrick Lamar had already told about the sexual assault that he went through. He already said about how it affected his emotions, how it affected his marriage. And then all of a sudden he was like, you know what? And let's go and take a little bit further of telling on you niggas in the community of the fact of that I ain't never been a motherfucker that ain't gonna speak my truth. I ain't never been a motherfucker that's gonna lay down and deal with this shit. I'm never gonna be one to sit here and allow somebody to hide behind a mask. Drop that shit. I already own my shit. What's up? Own your shit, because of the fact of your ancestors are telling you, you didn't just overcome that for you, you overcame that for us. So therefore, own it. Nobody can block your blessings right now. Only you. If you put the energy out there that somebody can block your blessings, then hey, go ahead and put the block button on the abundance, because it's done. I'm telling y'all now, you are in certain things that are generational. Look at your situation now. And I promise you, somebody before you has gone through this exact same thing and they failed. We are very close to getting out of this action 6 months of this SAA. If finances is all about energy, this is all a big clearing of energy, the energetic block from a bloodline. So as this energetic block from this bloodline is being released, I just want y'all to know the world is going to get chaotic, because of the fact of once an energetic blockage of a bloodline is released, that means that that shit is overflowing to whoever unlocked it. And if whoever unlocked it, that means that their mindset matches their lifestyle, meaning that if that's how they live, meaning that that's how their children are going to pick up on those characteristics, meaning that this wisdom, it keeps going, and therefore it can't be manipulated. If God has already shown you the truth, you can't be lied to. Think about what you're doing right now. Think about who you're around. Think about who you're in contact with. Think about it. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.